You're lying in your comfortable bed, feeling the soft weight of blankets draped across your body. The room is cool and quiet, filled with gentle evening shadows. Your breathing naturally slows as you settle into this peaceful space, eyelids growing heavy as you drift between wakefulness and sleep. As consciousness slips away, you're transported across vast expanses of time. Millions of years dissolve like morning mist, carrying you back through geological ages to a world where giants ruled the land. The transition is gentle, like sinking into warm water, until you find yourself in an entirely different world, in an entirely different body. You slowly become aware of consciousness returning, but something is different. The first sensation that reaches you is warmth, not the artificial warmth of heated indoor air, but the natural warmth of sunshine filtering through a canopy of ancient trees. Your body feels heavy, substantial in a way that's entirely unfamiliar, yet somehow perfectly natural. As awareness creeps back into your being, you notice the sounds surrounding you. Instead of the mechanical hums and electrical whispers of the modern world, you hear the rustle of massive fern fronds swaying in a gentle breeze. Somewhere in the distance, you catch the haunting call of a creature you've never heard before, a deep, resonant bellow that seems to echo from across a vast landscape. The air itself smells different. It's thick and humid, carrying the rich scent of decomposing vegetation, the green smell of growing plants, and something else, something wild and primal that speaks to senses you didn't know you possessed. There's no trace of pollution, no hint of artificial chemicals or processed materials. This is air as it existed millions of years ago, pure and untainted by human influence. You try to open your eyes and immediately notice that your field of vision is different. Your eyes are positioned differently than you remember, giving you a wider range of sight. As your vision clears, you see that you're lying in a small clearing surrounded by towering conifers and massive ferns. The trees are unlike anything in the modern world. Some stretch hundreds of feet into the sky, their trunks thick as houses, their branches creating a complex canopy high above. The ground beneath you is soft, with layers of fallen leaves, decomposing wood, and rich soil. Small insects buzz through shafts of sunlight that pierce the canopy, and you can see the tiny sparkles of pollen and spores drifting through the air like golden dust. As you begin to move, the first thing you notice is the incredible power in your limbs. Your legs, just two of them, you realize with a start, are massively muscled and strong beyond anything you've ever experienced. When you shift your weight, you feel the enormous strength coiled in your thighs and calves, muscles designed for supporting tremendous weight and delivering devastating power. You try to lift what you expect to be your arms, but instead feel something much smaller responding to your commands. Your forelimbs are surprisingly tiny compared to your body, but they're not weak. They're compact and incredibly strong, ending in two sharp, curved claws that could tear through tough hide with ease. Behind you, you sense the presence of something massive and flexible, your tail. It's longer than your entire body, thick at the base where it connects to your powerful hips, then tapering to a point. When you consciously move it, you feel how it serves as a perfect counterbalance to your enormous head. The tail is heavy and muscular, capable of devastating sweeps that could knock down trees. Speaking of your head, it feels massive, much larger and heavier than any head should be. Your skull is long and broad, with jaws that feel incredibly powerful. You can sense the presence of your teeth, even with your mouth closed. Dozens of them, some as long as bananas, sharp as daggers, and perfectly designed for their grisly purpose. When you attempt to stand, the process is entirely different from anything you've ever experienced. Your powerful legs push your massive body upright, and you rise to an incredible height, nearly 20 feet off the ground. The world spreads out below you in a way that's both thrilling and overwhelming. You are massive, powerful, and utterly dominant in this ancient landscape. Your skin feels thick and rough, covered in scales that provide protection, while still allowing you to feel the warmth of the sun and the brush of air currents. The scales vary in size across your body, smaller and more flexible around joints, larger and more protective across your back and sides. As you stand there, getting accustomed to this incredible body, you realize that you are Tyrannosaurus rex, the king of the lizards, the apex predator of your time. Every aspect of your body is designed for one purpose: hunting and killing. Yet in this moment, standing in the dappled sunlight of this ancient forest, you feel a profound sense of belonging, as if this is exactly where and what you're meant to be. Your stomach rumbles with a hunger unlike anything you've ever felt. It's not the polite suggestion of appetite you might experience in human form, but a driving, primal need that demands satisfaction. Your enhanced senses immediately begin scanning the environment for potential prey. Your sense of smell is extraordinary. You can detect scents from miles away and distinguish between them with incredible precision. Right now, you're picking up the musky odor of a large herbivore somewhere to the northeast. The scent tells you it's a hadrosaur, one of the duck-billed dinosaurs that make up a significant portion of your diet. This particular individual seems to be healthy and adult, which means it will provide a substantial meal. You begin to move through the forest with surprising stealth for such a massive creature. Your feet, despite their size, are well padded, allowing you to move relatively quietly across the forest floor. Each step is deliberate and calculated, your body naturally maintaining perfect balance despite your enormous size. As you stalk through the prehistoric landscape, you notice the incredible diversity of plant life around you. Massive cycads spread their fan-like fronds in the understory, while towering araucaria trees stretch toward the sky. Flowering plants are beginning to appear in this world, a relatively recent evolutionary development that's starting to change the entire ecosystem. The scent trail grows stronger as you move, and your excitement builds. Your heart rate increases, pumping blood through your massive cardiovascular system. Your breathing becomes more focused and controlled, your body preparing for the explosive burst of speed and power that will be required for the hunt. Through a gap in the trees ahead, you catch your first glimpse of your prey. It's a Parasaurolophus, about 30 feet long and weighing several tons. The creature is peacefully browsing on the tender shoots of a young conifer, its distinctive crested head bobbing as it feeds. Its dull brown and green coloration helps it blend with the forest shadows, but your sharp eyes have no trouble tracking its movements. You pause, studying the situation with the patience of an experienced predator. The hadrosaur is at the edge of a small clearing, with dense forest on 3 sides and a small stream on the 4th. If you approach from the forest side opposite the stream, you can force it toward the water where its movement will be hampered. Your approach is methodical and silent. Despite weighing as much as a modern elephant, you move through the undergrowth with remarkable stealth. Your body is perfectly designed for this kind of stalking. Your long legs allow you to step over obstacles that might create noise, while your keen senses keep you informed of your prey's exact location, even when visual contact is lost. The Parasaurolophus continues feeding, unaware of the death approaching through the trees. Its own senses are quite good. Those large eyes and sensitive hearing evolved specifically to detect predators like you. But you are the ultimate predator, and millions of years of evolution have honed your hunting skills to perfection. When you're approximately 50 feet away, the hadrosaur suddenly raises its head, some instinct warning it of danger. Its large eyes scan the forest, and for a moment they lock onto yours through the undergrowth. Time seems frozen as predator and prey recognize each other. Then the chase begins. The Parasaurolophus bolts toward the stream with surprising speed for such a large animal. But you are faster. Your powerful legs propel you forward in tremendous strides, each step covering 12 feet or more. The ground shakes with the impact of your footfalls as you burst from the forest cover in pursuit. Your body is a perfectly tuned hunting machine. Your massive leg muscles provide explosive acceleration, while your long tail streams behind you, helping maintain balance as you navigate around trees and over fallen logs. Your head remains steady despite the violent motion of your body, your eyes locked onto your fleeing prey. The hadrosaur reaches the stream and plunges in, sending up great sprays of water. But the muddy bottom slows its progress, and this is exactly what you were counting on. You reach the water's edge, just as your prey reaches the middle of the stream. Without hesitation, you plunge into the water after it. The stream is only chest deep on you, but it reaches nearly to the hadrosaur's back. Your longer legs give you a significant advantage in the water, and you close the remaining distance quickly. The kill, when it comes, is swift and decisive. Your massive jaws clamp down on the hadrosaur's neck with bone-crushing force. Your teeth, each one a perfectly designed weapon, penetrate deeply. The struggle is brief. Your prey is powerful, but you are the apex predator, and the outcome was never really in doubt. As the hadrosaur's struggles cease, you feel a profound satisfaction that goes beyond mere hunger. This is what you were designed to do, and every instinct in your body recognizes the successful completion of a perfect hunt. You drag your kill to the stream bank, your powerful neck muscles easily handling the weight. The process of feeding is quite different from anything you might expect. Your teeth are designed for tearing and crushing, not chewing, so you use them to rip away large chunks of meat that you then swallow whole. Your jaws are incredibly powerful, capable of exerting more force than any land animal that has ever lived. When you bite down on bone, it cracks and splinters like dry wood. Your digestive system is designed to handle large quantities of meat, bones, and even teeth, breaking down everything with powerful acids. As you feed, other creatures in the forest maintain a respectful distance. A pair of small theropods, perhaps Triceratops juveniles, watch from the forest edge, waiting for you to finish so they can scavenge the remains. High overhead, a pterosaur circles hopefully, its keen eyes scanning for any scraps that might be scattered. The act of feeding is deeply satisfying in a way that goes beyond mere nutrition. Each bite fills you with strength and energy, and you can feel your body processing the protein and nutrients, converting them into the power that maintains your massive frame. Between bites, you pause to scan your surroundings. Even while feeding, you remain alert to potential threats or opportunities. A T-Rex must always be vigilant. While you are the apex predator in this ecosystem, you are not without competitors and challenges. The warm sun beats down on your scaled hide as you feed, and you can feel the heat soaking into your massive body. Being such a large animal, temperature regulation is always a consideration. Your body generates tremendous amounts of heat through metabolism, but your size helps you retain that heat efficiently. As you continue your meal, you become aware of the subtle sounds of the forest around you. Insects buzz and chirp, small mammals rustle through the undergrowth, and in the distance, you can hear the calls of other dinosaurs going about their daily lives. This is a world teeming with life, much of it very different from anything that exists in the modern era. After finishing your meal, you feel the satisfaction of a successful hunt, combined with the need to patrol your territory. As an adult T-Rex, you control a significant area of this ancient landscape, perhaps 50 square miles of prime hunting ground. Maintaining control of this territory is essential for your survival, as it ensures you have access to the prey animals you need to sustain your massive body. You begin walking along one of the well-worn paths that crisscross your domain. These paths have been created by your own repeated passage over the years, and they're marked with your scent at regular intervals. Any other T-Rex passing through this area will immediately recognize these markers and understand that this territory is claimed. As you walk, you refresh these scent markers, using special glands to leave chemical messages that will last for weeks. The information encoded in these scents is complex. They identify you as an individual, indicate your health and strength, and warn other T-Rex to stay away unless they're prepared for a potentially fatal confrontation. Your patrol route takes you through a variety of different habitats within your territory. You pass through dense forest, where towering conifers create a cathedral-like atmosphere, their branches so thick overhead that very little direct sunlight reaches the ground. Here, the air is cool and humid, and the sound of your footsteps is muffled by layers of fallen needles. Emerging from the forest, you enter a more open area where the trees are smaller and more widely spaced. Flowering plants are more common here, adding splashes of color to the predominantly green landscape. You notice several species of early flowers, simple compared to modern blooms, but revolutionary for their time. In this more open area, you encounter a small herd of triceratops. These massive herbivores are feeding on low-growing plants, their three-horned heads moving slowly as they crop vegetation. Adult triceratops are formidable opponents, even for a T-Rex. Their massive body shields and sharp horns make them dangerous adversaries, and they have the advantage of numbers. The lead triceratops, a massive bull with scarred armor plating, notices your approach and raises his head, fixing you with a steady stare. His two large brow horns, each over 3 feet long, are pointed directly at you. The message is clear. You are not welcome here. You pause, assessing the situation. A healthy adult triceratops is not easy prey, and this individual looks particularly robust. The rest of the herd, several females and younger animals, have also become alert to your presence. While you could probably take down one of the smaller individuals, the risk of injury from those wicked horns is significant. After a long moment of tense confrontation, you decide to continue your patrol elsewhere. This is not cowardice. It's the wisdom that comes with being an apex predator. Unnecessary risks can lead to injuries that might prevent you from hunting effectively, and a wounded T-Rex is a dead T-Rex. As the sun reaches its zenith, the temperature begins to rise significantly. Your massive body, while excellent at retaining heat, can also become overheated if you're not careful. You seek out a shaded area beneath a grove of large cycads, their broad fronds providing excellent protection from the intense sunlight. Here, you settle down for a midday rest, lowering your massive body to the ground with surprising grace. Lying down is a complex process for an animal of your size. You must carefully position your legs and use your powerful tail as a support to avoid injury. Once settled, you rest your enormous head on the soft ground, your jaw slightly open to help with breathing. The shade is welcome relief from the intense heat. Your thick, scaled hide provides excellent protection, but it also makes cooling challenging. You can feel the slightly cooler air moving through the grove, providing some relief. Your breathing slows and deepens as you relax, your massive chest rising and falling with each breath. From your resting position, you can observe the smaller creatures that share your world. A family of small mammals, perhaps early placental species no larger than modern mice, scurry through the undergrowth nearby. These tiny creatures are among your most distant ancestors, though they show little resemblance to the massive predator you've become. Overhead, you can see several species of pterosaurs riding the thermal currents that rise from the sun-warmed ground. The largest of these flying reptiles have wingspans that rival small aircraft, yet they soar with effortless grace. Occasionally, one will emit a harsh cry that echoes across the landscape. The sounds of the midday forest are different from those of early morning. Many animals are also seeking shade and rest during the hottest part of the day. The constant background chorus of insects continues, but the calls of larger animals become less frequent. This is the siesta time in the Cretaceous world. As you rest, you remain alert to your surroundings. Your excellent hearing picks up every sound: the rustle of small animals in the undergrowth, the distant calls of other dinosaurs, the whisper of wind through the ancient vegetation. Even at rest, a T-Rex must be ready to respond to threats or opportunities. Your sense of smell continues to sample the air, analyzing the complex mixture of scents that tell the story of your world. You can detect the musky odors of various herbivorous dinosaurs, the sharp scent of predators, and the green smells of growing plants. Each scent provides information that might be useful: the location of potential prey, the presence of competitors, or the approach of dangerous weather. As the afternoon progresses and the temperature begins to drop slightly, you rise from your rest and continue your territorial patrol. Your muscles have stiffened slightly during the rest period, but a few steps restore your fluid movement. The blood flow increases through your massive frame, bringing oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. Your route takes you toward a large clearing where a meandering river creates a natural gathering place for many species of dinosaurs. As you approach, you can hear the sounds of a diverse community: splashing water, various calls and vocalizations, and the general bustle of many large animals in close proximity. At the river's edge, you observe a fascinating scene. Several species of hadrosaurs are drinking and feeding on aquatic vegetation. Their duck-like bills are perfectly adapted for filtering nutrients from the water and stripping leaves from underwater plants. Some wade out into deeper water, using their webbed feet and strong swimming ability to access food sources unavailable to purely terrestrial animals. On the far bank, a herd of Edmontosaurus grazes peacefully. These large hadrosaurs are particularly impressive, some individuals reaching 40 feet in length. Their sophisticated dental batteries containing hundreds of tiny teeth allow them to process the toughest plant material with ease. Near the water's edge, a group of Ankylosaurus feeds on low-growing plants. These living tanks are fascinating to observe. Their bodies are completely covered in bony armor plates and spikes, and their massive tail clubs could easily break the leg of an attacking predator. Even for a T-Rex, an adult Ankylosaurus represents a significant challenge. Your presence at the clearing causes an immediate reaction among the herbivores. Those closest to your side of the river move away nervously, while others raise their heads to keep you in sight. However, they don't flee entirely. The river provides them with some sense of security, and they know that you're less likely to attack when there are so many potential defenders present. You're not particularly interested in hunting at the moment. Your morning kill still provides plenty of nutrition, but you file away information about the animals present. The Edmontosaurus herd includes several juveniles that might make good targets when you're next hungry, and you note a particularly old Ankylosaurus that seems to be moving more slowly than the others. As you watch, a dramatic scene unfolds across the river. A large crocodilian, a Dinosaur perhaps 40 feet long, suddenly erupts from the water near one of the drinking hadrosaurs. The massive reptile's jaws snap shut on the dinosaur's leg, and immediately the peaceful scene transforms into chaos. The attacked hadrosaur bellows in pain and terror, trying desperately to pull free from the crocodilian's grip. Other members of its herd rush to help, adding their voices to the din. The Dinosaur, however, is in its element. It begins the classic death roll, spinning its massive body to disorient its prey and cause maximum damage. The struggle is brief but violent. The hadrosaur, despite its size, is no match for the aquatic predator in the water. Within minutes, the Dinosaur has dragged its prey beneath the surface, and the river returns to its deceptively peaceful appearance. This display reminds you why you rarely hunt near the water's edge. While you are the dominant land predator, the rivers and swamps belong to the crocodilians. Even a T-Rex must be cautious around these ancient and efficient killers. As evening approaches, you encounter something relatively rare in your solitary existence: another T-Rex. The scent reaches you first, carried on the evening breeze. It's not the territorial marking of a competitor, but rather the complex pheromone signature of a potential mate. Following the scent trail, you find her in a small valley between two ridges. She's slightly smaller than you, perhaps 35 feet long compared to your 40, but no less impressive. Her scales show the scars of many hunts, and her movements display the confident power of an experienced predator. The initial encounter is tense. Even potential mates must approach each other carefully, as T-Rex are always dangerous. You announce your presence with a low, rumbling call that resonates through the valley. The sound is produced deep in your chest and carried through a complex system of air sacs, creating a vocalization that can be heard for miles. She responds with her own call, slightly higher in pitch but equally powerful. The exchange of vocalizations continues for several minutes, each call carrying information about identity, health, and intentions. These sounds are not just simple roars. They're complex communications that convey detailed information between individuals. Gradually, the tension decreases as both of you recognize that neither poses an immediate threat. You begin to approach more closely, your movements deliberate and non-threatening. She watches your approach carefully, her massive head turning to track your movement. When you're within 20 feet of each other, she performs a fascinating display behavior. Lowering her head and extending her neck, she emits a series of softer calls, while opening and closing her massive jaws. The display reveals the impressive array of teeth that line her jaws. Dozens of sharp, curved fangs that identify her as a healthy, well-fed individual. You respond with your own display, raising your head to its full height and producing a deep, booming call that echoes off the valley walls. Your small forelimbs perform subtle movements that are part of the complex courtship ritual, while your tail swishes slowly from side to side. The courtship dance continues for nearly an hour, with both of you performing various displays and vocalizations. This is not just about reproduction, it's also about establishing mutual respect and compatibility. T-Rex, pairs that choose each other poorly, often end up fighting, sometimes to the death. Eventually, the formal displays give way to more relaxed interaction. You walk side by side through the valley, occasionally brushing against each other, carefully given the size and power of both individuals. These gentle contacts help establish the bond between you and reduce the natural aggression that T-Rex feel toward other large predators. As darkness begins to fall, you make the decision to den together for the night. This is not uncommon behavior for T-Rex during mating season, and having a partner provides additional security while sleeping. Together, you seek out a suitable location, a sheltered area surrounded by dense vegetation that will provide both concealment and protection. Before settling down for the night, both of you are drawn by the scent of potential prey carried on the evening breeze. The scent signature indicates a medium-sized ornithopod, perhaps an Orodromeus or similar species, somewhere nearby. While not a large meal, it would provide a nice supplement to your earlier feeding. Hunting as a pair is a different experience from your usual solitary stalking. You must coordinate your movements and strategies, communicating through subtle body language and soft vocalizations. Your partner takes the lead, as she seems more familiar with this particular area of the forest. The prey turns out to be a small herd of Thescelosaurus, bipedal herbivores, about the size of large modern deer. They're feeding on ferns in a small clearing, their sharp beaks cropping the tender fronds with quick, efficient movements. These animals are fast and alert. Taking them will require careful coordination. Your partner positions herself on the far side of the clearing while you approach from the near side. The plan is simple but effective. When the prey flees from one of you, they'll run directly toward the other. It's a classic pincer movement that takes advantage of your superior size and power. The attack begins when your partner deliberately reveals herself, emerging from the forest with a tremendous roar. The Thescelosaurus immediately panic and bolt in your direction, their small legs carrying them at impressive speed across the clearing. But you're ready for them. As the lead animals approach your hiding spot, you burst from concealment, your massive jaws snapping shut on one of the fleeing herbivores. The kill is instant and clean. Your powerful bite crushes the small dinosaur's neck before it even knows what happened. Your partner manages to catch a second individual, and together you've secured enough meat for a pleasant evening meal. The remaining Thescelosaurus disappear into the forest, their panicked calls gradually fading as they put distance between themselves and the deadly predators. Feeding together is a social experience quite different from the solitary meals you're accustomed to. There's a certain ceremony to it. Sharing food is an important bonding behavior among T-Rex pairs. You feed first, as the larger individual, but you're careful not to be greedy. Leaving sufficient food for your partner demonstrates respect and helps maintain the pair bond. As you eat, you're struck by how natural this feels. While T-Rex are primarily solitary animals, the pairing behavior during mating season serves important functions beyond just reproduction. Having a partner provides additional security, makes hunting certain types of prey more efficient, and offers social interaction that seems to be important for psychological well-being. With your evening meal complete, you and your partner seek out the perfect spot to spend the night. The location you choose is a natural depression surrounded by thick stands of conifers, with a small spring providing fresh water nearby. The site offers excellent concealment, while still allowing you to monitor the surrounding area for potential threats. The process of settling down for the night is complex when you're dealing with two 40-foot predators. You must carefully position yourselves to avoid accidentally injuring each other with claws or teeth, while still remaining close enough to provide mutual protection and warmth. Your partner settles down first, lowering her massive body to the soft ground with practiced grace. She positions herself with her back against a large fallen log, her powerful legs tucked beneath her body, and her tail curved around to one side. Her enormous head rests on the ground, but her eyes remain alert, scanning the darkening forest. You settle down beside her, your body positioned so that together you can monitor all approaches to your resting site. Your combined senses, 4 sharp eyes, excellent hearing, and powerful olfactory capabilities create an early warning system that would alert you to any potential danger long before it could reach your location. As full darkness falls, the forest around you transforms. The sounds of daytime creatures fade, replaced by the calls and movements of nocturnal animals. You can hear the soft hooting of early owls, the rustle of small mammals moving through the undergrowth, and the distant splash of aquatic creatures in nearby streams. The temperature drops noticeably as the sun disappears completely. While your large body mass helps you retain heat efficiently, the cooler air is actually welcome after the heat of the day. Your breathing slows and deepens as your body prepares for rest, but you don't fully sleep. T-Rex are light sleepers, always ready to respond to threats or opportunities. Your partner's breathing also slows, and occasionally she emits soft rumbling sounds, perhaps the T-Rex equivalent of snoring. These sounds are oddly comforting, a reminder that you're not alone in this dangerous world. As the night deepens, you enter a state of rest that's not quite sleep, but not full wakefulness either. Your conscious mind relaxes while your instincts remain alert, monitoring the constant flow of sensory information from your environment. The night sounds of the Cretaceous forest create a complex symphony around you. In the distance, you can hear the haunting calls of other large dinosaurs, perhaps a herd of sauropods calling to maintain contact in the darkness, or the territorial bellows of other theropods marking their domains. Closer to your resting spot, smaller creatures go about their nocturnal activities. You can hear the quick scurrying of early mammals as they search for food, always alert for the larger predators that rule their world. Insects create a constant background chorus, their songs rising and falling with the temperature and humidity. Occasionally, more dramatic sounds pierce the night. The crash of a falling tree, brought down by wind, or the passage of a particularly large dinosaur. The splash and thrashing of some struggle taking place in a distant water source. The sharp cry of a pterosaur, perhaps startled from its roost by some disturbance. Your brain processes all these sounds automatically, filing away information that might be useful while filtering out routine, nocturnal activity. Your nose continues to sample the air, analyzing the complex mixture of scents that tell the story of your world after dark. In this twilight state between waking and sleeping, your mind begins to process the events of the day. The successful hunt, the territorial patrol, the encounter with your mate. All of these experiences become part of your growing understanding of your place in this ancient ecosystem. You dream, though dinosaur dreams are probably very different from human ones. Your dreams are filled with the sensations of the hunt, the thrill of the chase, the satisfaction of the kill, the taste of fresh meat. You dream of walking through vast forests filled with creatures that exist nowhere else in time, of swimming in warm seas teeming with marine reptiles, of soaring through skies filled with pterosaurs. In the deepest part of the night, when the moon is high and the forest is bathed in silver light, something stirs in the distance. Your excellent hearing picks up the sound immediately, the heavy footsteps of a large animal moving through the forest, perhaps a quarter-mile away. You raise your massive head slightly, your eyes scanning the darkness while your ears track the approaching sounds. Beside you, your partner also becomes more alert, her body tensing as she too detects the potential threat. The footsteps are rhythmic and heavy, indicating a large bipedal dinosaur. The gait suggests another theropod, possibly another T-Rex. As the sounds grow closer, you catch the scent. Definitely T-Rex and definitely male. This could be a serious problem. Adult male T-Rex are highly territorial, and the presence of a mated pair in what he might consider his domain could provoke a confrontation. Even with two of you, a fight with another adult T-Rex would be extremely dangerous. These battles can result in serious injuries or death for all participants. The intruder continues to approach, his path taking him directly toward your resting area. You and your partner exchange soft vocalizations, coordinating your response. Both of you rise to your feet, your massive forms towering in the moonlight. When the stranger is about 100 yards away, you issue a warning call, a deep, booming roar that echoes through the forest and clearly communicates your presence and readiness to defend this area. The sound is designed to give the intruder a chance to avoid confrontation by choosing a different path. For a moment, the footsteps stop. The forest becomes eerily quiet as every creature within miles freezes, sensing the tension between apex predators. Then, after what seems like an eternity, the footsteps resume, but this time moving away from your location. The stranger has chosen discretion over confrontation, recognizing that two T-Rex together represent a formidable force. You and your partner remain standing for several more minutes, listening as the sounds of the intruder fade into the distance. Only when you're certain he's truly gone do you settle back down to rest. This encounter reminds you of the constant vigilance required to survive in this world. Even as the apex predator, you must always be alert to challenges from your own species. Territorial disputes among T-Rex are serious affairs that can reshape the power structure of entire regions. As dawn approaches, the forest begins to stir with the sounds of awakening life. The calls of early birds, true birds, the descendants of dinosaurs like yourself, create a chorus that signals the approach of a new day. These early birds are small and not particularly impressive compared to the giants that dominate the landscape, but they represent an important evolutionary development. you find yourself naturally awakening as well, your body's internal clock responding to the subtle changes in light and temperature that herald the dawn. Your partner stirs beside you, her massive form shifting as she too begins to wake. The process of rising after a night's rest is always interesting when you weigh as much as a modern truck. You must carefully coordinate the movement of your powerful legs and use your tail for balance to avoid injury. Your joints are slightly stiff from the night's rest, but movement quickly restores your fluid grace. As you stand and stretch, you can feel the tremendous power coiled in your muscles. Your body is a perfectly designed predatory machine, every bone, muscle, and nerve optimized for the hunt. The night's rest has restored your energy and sharpened your senses for another day of ruling this ancient landscape. Your partner performs her own morning ritual, stretching her powerful limbs and testing her joints. Together, you make an impressive sight. Two of the most formidable predators in Earth's history, standing ready to face whatever challenges the new day might bring. The air is cool and fresh in the pre-dawn hours, carrying the sense of dew-dampened vegetation and the complex mixture of animal odors that tell the story of the night's activities. Your sensitive nose analyzes this information, updating your mental map of the local ecosystem. As the first rays of sunlight begin to filter through the canopy, you and your partner begin a joint patrol of your combined territories. This is both practical and social, maintaining territorial boundaries while strengthening the pair bond through shared activity. Your route takes you through diverse habitats, each supporting different communities of prehistoric life. In the dense forest areas, you encounter herds of small ornithopods feeding on the abundant fern growth. These quick, alert animals are always on the lookout for predators, and your approach sends them scattering into the safety of thick undergrowth. Moving through more open areas, you observe the complex interactions between different species. A group of Triceratops juveniles plays in a sunny clearing, their playful charges and mock battles helping them develop the skills they'll need as adults. Their parents watch from nearby, massive adults whose scarred frills tell stories of battles fought and won. The morning sun climbs higher, and you can feel its warmth beginning to penetrate your thick hide. Your dark scales absorb the heat efficiently, and you can sense your body temperature rising as your metabolism increases with the warming day. Your patrol route requires crossing a substantial river, one of the major waterways that drain this ancient landscape. The crossing point you've chosen is relatively shallow, but still deep enough to require careful navigation. Rivers in the Cretaceous world are dangerous places, home to massive crocodilians and other aquatic predators. As you approach the water's edge, you pause to assess the situation. The river runs clear and relatively slow at this point, allowing you to see the bottom clearly. Schools of primitive fish dart through the water, while various aquatic reptiles bask on logs and mudbanks. Your partner enters the water first, her powerful legs finding secure footing on the rocky bottom. She moves slowly and deliberately, testing each step before committing her full weight. The water reaches nearly to her belly at the deepest point, but she maintains perfect balance throughout the crossing. You follow and immediately appreciate the challenge. The current is stronger than it appeared from shore, and the rounded rocks on the bottom are slippery with algae. Your massive weight actually helps in this situation, providing stability that smaller dinosaurs might lack. Halfway across, you encounter another challenge. A large fish, perhaps an early relative of the gar, surfaces near you, its prehistoric features clearly visible in the clear water. This individual is nearly 10 feet long, with massive jaws lined with sharp teeth. While not a direct threat to a T-Rex, it's a reminder that even apex land predators must be cautious in aquatic environments. The crossing is completed without incident, but you're reminded once again of the constant vigilance required to survive in this world. Every environment presents its own challenges and dangers, even for creatures as powerful as yourselves. As the sun reaches its zenith, you encounter evidence of territorial intrusion. Fresh scent marks along one of your boundary trails indicate that another T-Rex has been testing your defenses, possibly the same individual you encountered during the night. The scent markers tell a detailed story to your sensitive nose. The intruder is a mature male, healthy and well-fed, but not particularly large. His scent signatures suggest he's looking to establish his own territory, possibly after being driven out of his previous range by an even larger predator. You and your partner respond by refreshing your own scent markers, making it clear that this territory is actively defended by two healthy adults. The chemical messages you leave are complex and detailed, conveying information about your size, health, recent feeding success, and readiness to fight if necessary. As you work to reinforce your territorial boundaries, you come across actual physical evidence of the intruder's presence. Deep claw marks on a large tree trunk. The gouges in the bark are fresh, probably made within the last day. The height and spacing of the marks confirm that you're dealing with a substantial individual. Your partner examines the claw marks carefully, then adds her own marks just above them. This is both a practical territorial display and a warning. Any T-Rex seeing these marks will understand that this area is claimed by two individuals working together. The afternoon heat is becoming intense, and you seek shade beneath a grove of large cycads. Their broad fronds provide excellent protection from the sun while still allowing you to monitor your surroundings. From this vantage point, you can observe much of your territory while remaining relatively cool. As you rest in the shade, your partner's behavior indicates she's detected something interesting. Her massive head turns toward the northeast, and her nostrils flare as she samples the air. You follow her lead, opening your own senses to whatever has caught her attention. The scent that reaches you is immediately recognizable, a herd of Edmontosaurus, probably the same group you observed at the river yesterday. But there's something different about the scent profile, something that suggests opportunity. Your partner communicates her findings through a series of soft vocalizations and subtle body language. One of the Edmontosaurus appears to be injured. The scent carries the metallic tang of blood and the stress pheromones that indicate pain or weakness. This represents an excellent hunting opportunity. An injured hadrosaur will be slower and less able to defend itself, making it ideal prey for a coordinated attack. However, the rest of the herd will be on high alert, making the approach more challenging. Together, you begin planning your hunt. The process involves complex communication through vocalizations, body postures, and even subtle movements of your small but expressive forelimbs. You must coordinate your approach routes, timing, and individual roles in the attack. The plan that emerges is sophisticated. Your partner will approach from the upwind side, using her scent to panic the herd and drive them toward a narrow valley where escape routes are limited. You will position yourself at the mouth of the valley, ready to intercept the fleeing animals and single out the injured individual. The hunt begins with careful positioning. You separate from your partner and begin a wide circling movement that will bring you to the valley mouth from a different direction. This requires moving through dense forest while maintaining stealth. No easy task for a 40-foot predator. Your route takes you through some of the most beautiful landscape in your territory. Ancient conifers tower overhead, some reaching heights that won't be seen again until the evolution of modern redwoods. The understory is filled with cycads, ferns, and early flowering plants, creating a lush tapestry of green. As you move through this prehistoric paradise, you remain focused on the hunt ahead. Your senses are heightened. Every sound and scent analyzed for useful information. You can track your partner's progress through subtle changes in the behavior of small animals, birds taking flight, small mammals scurrying for cover, the general sense of unease that spreads ahead of a hunting T-Rex. Reaching your designated position, you settle down to wait. The valley mouth is perfect for your purposes, narrow enough to prevent easy escape, but open enough to allow you room to maneuver. From your hiding spot behind a cluster of large boulders, you have excellent visibility while remaining concealed. The wait isn't long. Soon you hear the first signs of your partner's approach, the alarm calls of various herbivores as they detect her presence. The sounds grow closer and more frantic as she drives the Edmontosaurus herd toward your position. When the first hadrosaurs appear at the valley entrance, you can immediately identify the injured individual. It's a subadult, probably about 25 feet long, with a noticeable limp in its left rear leg. The injury appears to be recent, possibly the result of a failed attack by another predator or an accident while fleeing from danger. The moment for action arrives as the panicked herd streams through the valley mouth. You explode from concealment with devastating speed, your powerful legs propelling your massive body forward in tremendous bounds. The element of surprise is complete. The fleeing hadrosaurs have no time to react to this new threat. Your target, hampered by its injury, cannot match the speed of its herdmates. As the gap between you narrows, you can see the terror in its large, intelligent eyes. This is the moment that millions of years of evolution have prepared you for, the apex predator claiming its rightful prey. The kill is swift and efficient. Your massive jaws close around the hadrosaur's neck with bone-crushing force, your serrated teeth penetrating deeply. The struggle is brief. Your prey is brave but overmatched, and the outcome was never in doubt. As the rest of the herd disappears into the distance, your partner emerges from the forest. Her timing has been perfect, and the coordination between you has resulted in another successful hunt. Together, you drag your kill to a more secure location, where you can feed without interruption. The feeding process is different when sharing a large kill. There's a natural hierarchy. You feed first as the larger individual who made the actual kill, but the sharing itself strengthens the bond between you. This cooperative behavior is one of the reasons T-Rex pairs are so successful during mating season. As you feed, you're joined by the usual collection of scavengers. Small theropods wait patiently at a respectful distance, while pterosaurs circle overhead. These creatures play an important role in the ecosystem, cleaning up the remains that even large predators can't completely consume. With your hunger satisfied, you and your partner move to a hilltop that provides excellent views of your territory. From this elevated position, you can see for miles in every direction. Vast stretches of forest, broken by rivers, lakes, and occasional clearings where herds of herbivorous dinosaurs graze peacefully. The late afternoon light gives the landscape a golden quality that highlights the incredible diversity of this ancient world. Massive trees that have no modern equivalents stretch toward the sky, while flowering plants add splashes of color to the predominantly green palette. In the distance, you can see other large dinosaurs going about their daily activities. A herd of long-necked sauropods moves slowly through a valley, their heads reaching high into the canopy to access food sources unavailable to other herbivores. Even from this distance, their size is impressive. Some individuals may exceed 100 feet in length. Closer to your position, a family group of triceratops has gathered around a small lake. The adults drink carefully while keeping watch for predators, while the juveniles play in the shallow water. Their three-horned skulls and massive frills mark them as some of the most distinctive creatures of their era. The scene is peaceful now, but you know that can change in an instant. This is a world where death and violence are never far away, where even the largest and most powerful creatures must remain constantly vigilant. Yet there's also incredible beauty and diversity, a richness of life that won't be seen again after the great extinction that will end the age of dinosaurs. As evening approaches, you and your partner engage in social behaviors that strengthen your pair bond. These interactions are complex and subtle, involving a variety of vocalizations, physical contacts, and displays. The process begins with mutual grooming. carefully using your small but dexterous forelimbs to remove parasites and debris from each other's scales. This behavior serves practical purposes, but it's also deeply social, demonstrating trust and care between two creatures who could easily kill each other. Your partner pays particular attention to areas you can't reach yourself: the back of your neck, the space between your shoulder blades, the base of your tail. Her movements are gentle, despite the power in her limbs, and you find the sensation surprisingly pleasant. When it's your turn to groom her, you're struck by the incredible complexity of her scale patterns. Each scale is perfectly formed and positioned, creating an armor-like covering that provides protection while still allowing flexibility. Some scales bear scars from old battles, each mark telling a story of survival in this dangerous world. The grooming session is accompanied by soft vocalizations, sounds quite different from the territorial roars and hunting calls you use in other contexts. These are intimate sounds, communications that pass between bonded pairs and help maintain the emotional connection that makes cooperation possible. As the light continues to fade, you engage in more playful behaviors. Mock wrestling matches where each of you demonstrates strength while being careful not to actually injure your partner. These contests serve multiple purposes. They maintain your physical conditioning, reinforce the social hierarchy between you, and provide a form of entertainment in a world that offers few diversions. As darkness begins to fall, you and your partner begin the process of selecting tonight's resting spot. The choice is important. You need concealment from potential threats, proximity to water, and quick access to escape routes if needed. The location you choose is a natural shelter formed by fallen trees and overgrown vegetation. A small stream provides fresh water nearby, and the site offers excellent visibility of approaches while still providing concealment. Most importantly, it's large enough to accommodate 2 T-Rex comfortably. The ritual of settling down for the night has become familiar over the past day. You position yourselves to provide mutual protection while avoiding accidental injury from claws or teeth. Your partner settles first, and you arrange yourself beside her, your combined bulk creating an impressive fortress of muscle and fang. As full darkness falls, the night sounds of the Cretaceous forest begin again. The calls of nocturnal creatures, the rustle of small animals in the undergrowth, the distant splash of aquatic life, all create the complex symphony that will accompany your rest. Your breathing slows and deepens as your body prepares for sleep. The events of the day replay in your mind. The successful hunt, the territorial patrol, the social bonding with your partner. Each experience becomes part of your growing understanding of life as the ultimate predator. Tonight feels different from the previous night. The presence of your partner provides not just physical security, but also a sense of companionship that makes the darkness less isolating. You are no longer just a solitary hunter, but part of a pair, a more complete and successful version of what T-Rex can be. In the deepest part of the night, when the moon is high and the forest is bathed in silver light, you experience something remarkable. Your partner, lying beside you in the darkness, begins to emit soft rhythmic vocalizations. Sounds so quiet they're almost below the threshold of hearing. These sounds are unlike any other T-Rex vocalizations you've encountered. They're not territorial calls, hunting communications, or alarm signals. Instead, they seem to be something more personal, perhaps the dinosaur equivalent of singing or humming. You find yourself responding with similar sounds, creating a quiet duet that blends with the night chorus of insects and other nocturnal creatures. The vocalizations seem to come from deep within your chest, produced by structures you weren't even aware you possessed. This exchange continues for nearly an hour, creating a form of communication that goes beyond mere information transfer. It's an emotional connection, a sharing of inner states that strengthens the bond between you. In this moment, you're not just two predators who have chosen to hunt together, you're partners in the deepest sense. The experience gives you insight into the complexity of T-Rex social behavior. While these animals are often portrayed as simple killing machines, the reality is far more nuanced. Like many apex predators, T-Rex have complex emotional lives and sophisticated social behaviors that scientists are only beginning to understand. As the vocal exchange gradually fades, you settle back into rest with a profound sense of contentment. The loneliness that has characterized much of your solitary existence has been replaced by something richer and more satisfying. As your second dawn as a T-Rex approaches, you find yourself changed by the experience. The initial amazement at your size and power has evolved into a deeper understanding of what it means to be the ultimate predator in this ancient world. You understand now that being T-Rex is not just about size and strength, though both are certainly impressive. It's about occupying a crucial position in a complex ecosystem, maintaining balance through your predatory activities while navigating the social and environmental challenges that come with your role. The relationship with your partner has shown you dimensions of T-Rex behavior that extend far beyond simple hunting and feeding. These creatures are capable of complex social interactions, emotional bonding, and cooperative behaviors that make them more successful than they could ever be alone. As the first light of dawn begins to filter through the canopy, you rise with your partner for what you somehow know will be your final day as T-Rex. The experience has been transformative, giving you insight into a form of existence radically different from anything in the modern world. Your last hunt as T-Rex is perhaps the most challenging yet. The prey is a mature Ankylosaurus, one of the heavily armored herbivores that represent the ultimate test for even the largest predators. This particular individual is enormous, probably weighing as much as you do, and covered from head to tail in thick, bony armor. The Ankylosaurus is feeding alone in a small clearing, using its beak-like mouth to crop low-growing plants. Its massive tail club, a weapon capable of breaking bones, swishes slowly from side to side as it feeds. Even approaching this creature requires careful planning and precise execution. You and your partner spend nearly an hour observing the ankylosaur and planning your attack. The challenge is that the creature's armor makes it nearly invulnerable to direct attack. Your only chance is to somehow flip it over, exposing the softer belly armor, or to attack the unprotected areas around the head and neck. The plan you develop is risky but potentially effective. Your partner will attack from the front, drawing the ankylosaur's attention and positioning it for your attack. You will approach from behind and attempt to grab the base of the tail, using your powerful grip to control the dangerous club while your partner attacks the head. The execution requires perfect timing and coordination. Your partner approaches first, her massive form emerging from the forest with a thunderous roar. The Ankylosaurus immediately responds to the threat, lowering its armored head and swinging its club menacingly. You use this distraction to approach from behind, moving as quietly as possible despite your enormous size. When you're within striking distance, you lunge forward and clamp your jaws around the base of the Ankylosaur's tail, just ahead of the massive club. The battle that follows is unlike anything you've experienced. The Ankylosaurus is incredibly strong, and its struggles threaten to dislodge your grip. Your partner attacks the head and neck area, but the thick armor provides excellent protection. For several minutes, the outcome remains in doubt. The turning point comes when your combined efforts finally succeed in overbalancing the massive herbivore. Once on its side, the Ankylosaurus becomes much more vulnerable, and your partner is able to deliver the killing bite to the neck. The victory is hard won and deeply satisfying. You've successfully hunted one of the most challenging prey species in your environment, demonstrating the effectiveness of cooperative hunting strategies. As you rest after the demanding hunt, you find yourself reflecting on the remarkable world you've inhabited for these past days. The diversity of life is staggering, from the smallest mammals and birds to the largest sauropods, from delicate flowering plants to massive conifers that dwarf anything in the modern world. You've experienced the complex social dynamics of apex predators, the constant vigilance required for survival, and the deep satisfaction that comes from successful hunting. You've learned that being T-Rex is not just about individual power, but about understanding your place in a complex web of relationships and dependencies. The partnership with your mate has shown you that even the most fearsome predators are capable of tenderness, cooperation, and emotional connection. These relationships make T-Rex more than just killing machines. They're sophisticated social beings with rich emotional lives. As the afternoon sun warms your scaled hide, you feel a deep contentment that comes from having lived authentically as one of nature's most magnificent creations. Every sensation, from the feel of raw meat between your teeth to the satisfaction of a successful hunt, has been intensely real and meaningful. As evening approaches for the final time, you and your partner make your way to the highest point in your territory, a rocky outcrop that provides commanding views in all directions. From this vantage point, you can see the entire world you've come to know and understand. The landscape stretches endlessly in all directions, a tapestry of forest, rivers, and open areas that support an incredible diversity of life. Herds of various herbivorous dinosaurs dot the visible terrain, while the calls of countless other species create the constant background chorus that defines this ancient world. The setting sun paints everything in golden light, highlighting the beauty and majesty of this prehistoric paradise. You understand now why paleontologists are so fascinated by this era. It represents life on a scale and with a diversity that has never been equaled since. Standing beside your partner on this high promontory, you feel a profound sense of completion. You've experienced life as nature's ultimate land predator, felt the power that comes with occupying the top of the food chain, and understood the responsibilities that come with such a position. The T-Rex experience has been transformative, showing you aspects of existence that are impossible to imagine from a human perspective. The sheer physical power, the acute senses, the deep connection to the natural world. All of these have combined to create memories that will last far beyond your time in this ancient body. As darkness falls for the last time, you and your partner settle down together in your favorite resting spot. The familiar sounds of the night forest surround you, the calls of nocturnal creatures, the rustle of small animals, the distant splash of aquatic life. Your breathing slows and deepens as your massive body prepares for rest. The events of these extraordinary days replay in your mind. The hunts, the territorial patrols, the social interactions, the quiet moments of contemplation. You feel the warmth of your partner beside you, a reminder that even apex predators need companionship and emotional connection. The bond you formed transcends the simple cooperation needed for hunting. It's become something deeper and more meaningful. As sleep begins to claim you, you're filled with gratitude for this incredible experience. You've lived as T-Rex, felt what it means to be the king of the ancient world, and gained insights into forms of existence that vanished millions of years ago. The night sounds gradually fade as you sink deeper into rest, your consciousness slowly dissolving back across the vast spans of time that separate the Cretaceous from the modern world. Your journey as T-Rex is ending, but the memories and understanding you've gained will remain forever. You've walked with giants, hunted in primeval forests, and experienced the raw power and beauty of life in its most magnificent forms. As your awareness finally fades completely, you carry with you the knowledge that you've lived as one of nature's greatest creations, if only for a brief moment in the vast sweep of geological time. The T-Rex sleeps, And through that sleep, you drift peacefully back to your own time, your own body, your own quiet bedroom where this incredible journey first began. Rest now, knowing that you've experienced something truly extraordinary. Life as the ultimate predator in Earth's most magnificent era. Sweet dreams of ancient worlds and the creatures that ruled them. Sleep deeply and let the memories of your time as king of the dinosaurs carry you through the peaceful hours until dawn.